need something built or blown up? We built it!
Welcome to Game 2 of this series. Paul took Game 1 with a 403 VP victory. Now it is on Sirlami to top that. His allied play. In Game 2, we're going to see Paul's Oster. He's got Mechanized Assault, Close Air Support, and Jaeger Armor in his loadout against Sirlami's Mechanized Support, Defensive Tactics, Shock Rifle. So pretty, yeah, he hasn't changed his loadout. I think this is pretty much what we were expecting Paul to field as well. Curious to see how he's going to fare as Oster here in Game 2. Going to see pretty standard openings from both players, I suspect, as they move to take control of both their respective halves of the map. Both of them sending their Pyos / combat engineers to back cap and infantry heading straight for the center of the map. Green cover being constructed here.
Red Army at your service.
Just in case of a very aggressive push by Paul for this building, but he's not doing anything too aggressive here in the opening. In fact, he's going to go with a sniper opening, getting that second.
This is not German territory.
Interesting choice by Paul. Curious to see if he's going to be able to make that work. His Soviet sniper build last game didn't seem like it contributed that much. It was really more his light vehicles and tanks that won him that game, I think. His snipers did all right, but nothing too impressive. The Oster sniper, on the other hand, has a lot more firepower, higher rate of fire. So, curious to see if he'll be able to make better use of it this game. I think it can be quite difficult to use snipers well on this map because of all the clutter, but the Oster sniper benefits, of course, from there's a lot of cover around, so it can camouflage at almost all times. So I'm curious to see if Paul's going to be able to make this work. I don't think that sniper openings are really his style. I don't see him do this very frequently, so I am intrigued. Grenadiers move up into this building to secure early vision for that sniper, and they will begin taking shots soon. Grenadiers trying to stall. Their decision to leave the building briefly right there just cost them 2 models. I don't know why he did that. Now he has no choice but to retreat, which means that the sniper will not have vision anymore. Fresh squad of Grenadiers is on its way to the cutoff now. And Sirlami has gone with 4 conscript opening. Barbed wire there from Paul. Got that down just in time to prevent this flank being utilized. Bios move up to provide further vision here. Sniper keeps taking shots. 4-man squad jumps into the building up here and is trying to find an opportunity to flank the sniper. Grenadiers are available to bleed them as they cross the road. Maybe. Sniper has vision of them. We'll take a shot here. That's 4 kills in 3 minutes for that sniper, which needs to try and find a way to kite that conscript squad to death. Pyos are being overwhelmed by conscripts here in the cemetery, and they will definitely have to retreat immediately. Late retreat from Paul. I don't know what he's waiting for. I think they'll get away, though. Oh no, the sniper! Sniper just got caught so out of position and took a huge volley. Oh, and there's the snipe by Sirlami. Huge play. Huge play, and the sniper goes down at Vet 1, I think, with only 5 kills. That died way too early. That was not a loss Paul could afford. He locks in Mechanized Assault, and now he's got to try and recover from the loss of a sniper at 4.5 minutes. Not good. I think Paul, briefly watching the retreat of those Pyos, maybe didn't notice what was happening in that engagement or something. Whatever the cause, the sniper is now dead. He's going to be trying to hold on to some map control with 4 Grens against his opponent's 4 Cons, but at a significant manpower disadvantage, and Sirlami just locked in Shock Rifle to keep up the pressure. Once shock troops start hitting the field at 2 CPs, Paul will definitely struggle to hold on. Combat engineers retreating. Sirlami has the south fuel, but it's not connected, and Paul is simultaneously harassing here in the north. The map is currently just a chaotic mess. Nobody has all that many resources coming in. Neither player has access to a fuel point or munitions, except for Paul, who just connected himself to the fuel in the north. Sirlami still has the possibility of faction selection in Game 3, has not lost a single victory point yet. Paul making an aggressive cutoff maneuver here. Grabs the building and is placing an S-mine field on the road. Sirlami healing some squads in the base, needs to get himself back out on the map, connecting himself to the south fuel, grabbing these cutoff points, but Grenadiers are on their way to get the fuel back under their control. His wounded squad of Grenadiers also getting the munitions in the north, and it looks like the map is trending into Paul's favor while Sirlami is in the base. S-mine field did not complete here, unfortunately, for Paul. So Sirlami will be able to skirt that, get back control of his cutoff, and shock troops hitting the field is going to be able to probably pressure Paul's infantry off the battlefield. More S-mines being planted in the center. It looks like he will get 2 clusters down. Those shock troops will not be able to advance through this area. Stop! Ouch. 3 shock troops killed by that cluster of S-mines. That's going to significantly weaken them. He's going to merge right here. 3 of these models will not have access to the shock troops' armor, but they will have PPSHs. So still has full firepower of shock troop squad, but not the durability. The decision to do that, keep them in the field a little bit longer, but they will be at reduced effectiveness. Flamethrower squad is taking control of the fuel point there in the north, and conscripts are going to start grabbing the strategic point up here, taking control of the cutoffs. Paul does not have access to the north fuel, but he does have the south, reconnected that. So he's making good progress towards the Stug E. Grenadiers setting up in green cover here in the south. Shock troops cannot flank this direction because of this barbed wire. You can't destroy barbed wire with small arms fire, so that's not going to get him anywhere. Going to have to take a different approach. Paul doing a very good job of limiting his opponent's mobility with S-mines. Barbed wire fields. Minesweeper is on the way here for Sirlami to get some of this cleaned up.
We will defend it. Shock troops have arrived. Da, Tovarish. There are no cowards here.
Conscripts moving to take control of this sector.
Einsatzbereit.
It is our mechanized assault group awaits your order to deploy, Commander.
Paul's counterattack is on its way. Should be able to win that engagement unless support arrives soon. Minesweeper on its way to snip this wire and give these shock troops a way through. Grenadiers are going to start bleeding these infantry now. Paul does win the engagement and force a retreat from those conscripts, apparently, but his Grenadiers were heavily wounded in the process, and this squad gets away with no manpower bleed. They'll be able to fully heal. Wire got snipped, and here come the shock troops to pressure these Grenadiers into a retreat. Sirlami still has not lost a single VP, and he will keep the clock ticking against Paul, who just fielded a mechanized assault group. Maybe this will be able to get Paul a little bit of victory point control. Sirlami does not currently have AT grenades, so this will be an effective tool for harassing infantry for a very brief window of opportunity.
We may now deploy mechanized assault groups, Commander.
There's that for retreat. Here in the north, Flamethrower against these piles will win. The Panzer Grenadiers inside this half-track, I think, wiped that conscript squad. Yeah, they did. So Sirlami does lose the full conscript squad. His Flamethrower may similarly be in danger of going down. If Paul picks up 2 full squads, he might have a chance of bouncing back into this game a little bit, but he is getting triple capped and running out of time. Takes a bit of a weird route chasing that squad. Let them get kind of far away right there, and here comes the AT grenade to slow him down and make sure that that flamethrower does get to safety. And because Paul is chased so deep, you might lose this half-track. Panzer Grenadiers can retreat to safety. Sirlami hasn't teched in any way, so no T-70 or T-34 or anything is on its way to kill this. That's something. Shock troops. Fresh squad, I think. Yeah, fresh squad of shock troops. Why would Paul get in this building? He's going down so quick. He might lose that. He jumps in the north door, gets out the south door to use the building as a shot blocker right there. Helps him escape. Grenadiers engaging against shock troops at range, making a late reaction to this. They're going down quick in red cover. 3 snipes. Squad now has to retreat. Sirlami is getting control of the south fuel point with this second squad of shock troops, however. Panzer Grenadiers trying to protect that half-track as it slowly makes its way to safety are going down as well. They have a couple squads in their retreat path, I think. No, that's just a minesweeper. But they'll be okay. Although they do take 2 losses before retreating. Somehow Paul managed to sneak an S-minefield up here. I don't even know how he managed to get Pyos up there and plant that, but there's S-mines up there. Conscripts are about to walk right into it. I'm not sure if Sirlami knows about these or not. Yes, he does. Notices just in time. Stops his infantry before they walk into the minefield.
The enemy has taken our supply sector. We can be.
These 2 squads of Grenadiers are making their way towards the center to try and get the victory points under control, and the clock will finally, I think, start ticking against Sirlami here. Once Grenadiers move to actually get this point captured, and once the MG42 here in the north gets this victory point captured. Start taking VPs away. 12 minutes into the game. Sirlami has no fuel stockpiled because he just went tier 3. He is going to tech. Apparently he feels his advantage is sufficient enough to justify tier 3 before call-ins. Which is probably a good decision. I don't think... Oh yeah, he does. He does. He knows he's up against mechanized assault, so he knows he is coming, so he knows he's going to need a T-34 to counter it before his IS-2s arrive. So yeah, he makes a good read right there. Good read.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Dirt is ours now!
Shock troops going in on a squad in this building.
Sturmgeschütz version E is ready to deploy.
They are bleeding a little bit, but it looks like the Grenadiers will be forced to retreat. Second squad of shock troops in the retreat path, in fact, threatens them significantly. Flamethrower is going to show up just in time to maybe save the day. Oh, that push! He's trying! Oh my goodness, that play by Paul to save that Grenadier squad was so razor's edge. Grenadiers survive only by the tiniest sliver of HP because that half-track showed up to push those shock troops around. Nice play by Paul. Stug is on its way towards the north to push away some infantry. Minesweeper here to clean up the S-mines. Nice usage of the Minesweeper. Swept at least 2 S-mine fields from Paul. I guess also this one in the middle, because there's no S-mines left right there. So a lot of Paul's S-mine fields are getting cleared this game. Paul finds an opportunity against this conscript squad, though. It looks like that's going to get wiped on the retreat. And there it goes.
Sturmgeschütz version E is ready to deploy. That's everyone.
So, I think Sirlami thus far has lost 2 squads. Yes, 2 squads of cons. It's Paul's 1 squad of Grenadiers and Sniper. Obviously, the Sniper was a huge loss. Here's the Stug E. Goes straight for the middle. Sirlami does initially manage to get behind it with some conscripts and damage its engine, but Pyos and the half-track will be here immediately for repairs, so no great loss, not a huge deal. T-34 is in production, and Paul went double Stug E, which he tends to do, but in this case, I'm not sure that was the greatest idea. He doesn't have tier 2 yet. His AT gun's going to be a little late. He's only now going battle phase 1. No Panzer Shreks on this squad. He does have the munitions for Shreks, though, and I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to get next, I think. And his map control is excellent. He's taking control of both fuel points. Stugi definitely helping him manage the threat of infantry, and the mechanized assault group paying off big time as well. Here comes engine damage from another AT grenade. It does penetrate, and the T-34 is on its way. I think Paul will probably have that repaired before the T-34 gets there, though. Probably did that a little on the early side. Minesweeper clearing up the S-mine field here in the north. Oh no! Paul left a machine gun up here, completely unsupported. Shock troops have no problem clearing that with their grenade. And that's going to give Sirlami a free machine gun. Create quite a manpower swing. Oh, and the T-34 just caught the mechanized assault group way out of position. Oh, the timing and placement on that tank could not have been worse for Paul right there. That is definitely going down. The flamethrower inside might be in danger too. Immediate retreat from Paul. The half track got abandoned, but I don't think Sirlami's going to recover that. It's not that useful. Or he will. Alright, has a half track now. I guess he could use it to ferry shocks around. Give him a little bit more mobility. Guess there wasn't that much of a reason not to steal it. But he doesn't make any real attempt to gun down that flamethrower squad on retreat with his tank or anything of that nature. And the Stugs are both rotating in this general direction. I don't think there's a teller mine down on the field. So T-34 is going to avoid the road anyway, just to be safe. Making the right call there. And shock troops are on their way to take control of the north VP, while Paul tries to get the clock ticking faster here in the south. And he has knocked 20 points off the board, but not enough for faction selection yet.
Are securing our territory.
Infantry push for the center with the Stug E assault guns cleared out of the middle. These infantry should be successful in getting these grenadiers to retreat. Here comes the T-34. Panzerfaust available to damage its engine. That Stug going down quick. Looks like it will be destroyed. The Panzerschreck's not in range to support here since neither Stug is Vet 1 yet. They cannot cruise shock this, and one is destroyed. T-34 barely even takes damage right there. It's going to pull that back out of the engagement, happy with that pickup and not feeling a need to overcommit to that. So, Stug destroyed. Nice pickup by Sirlami. Nice judgment. I think he made the right call pulling out there when he did instead of overcommitting. And his infantry will continue their advance through the middle and start getting map control back. The clock currently stopped, but Sirlami still has faction selection. He maintains control of this game. Half track here has been fully repaired, and he threw the flamethrower inside. Now he's going to be able to give Paul a taste of his own medicine when he drove through an S-mine field. Apparently they're completely protected from S-mines in there. I thought that squad might take damage right there, but they didn't. If Squadron M3 did that, Squadron inside would get wrecked. I'm surprised. I've never seen a stolen 250 or whatever that is. Yeah, 250. I got the number right. I'm smart. Drive over an S-mine field. That was a first for me. T-34 looks like it might pick this up. Needs to finish the job. Oh, he attacked ground through the hedge and missed the Stug, but nailed the Panzerschreck squad. Just got his engine destroyed, but this shock troop squad might be able to trade really effectively. He wanted to pick up the white, but he tried to grab the Panzerschreck instead. Grenadiers were too quick and got there first. Oh, so close. Sirlami gave up his opportunity to wipe that Panzer Grenadier squad in an attempt for that Panzerschreck recovery, but he couldn't quite get it. Stug is still alive, T-34 down. Paul holding on to this engagement by a razor's edge. And Sirlami is not going to go with the second T-34, I don't think. He really wants to go to Collins from this point forward, but because he wants to do that, it's going to take a really long time, and that Stug's going to have a very long window of opportunity to get Paul's map control back and get a victory point lead, and most importantly, faction selection. That's his immediate goal. Minesweeper Repair Combat Engineers working on the south munitions point. Stolen half-track working on the cutoff. Looks like Sirlami is going to lose control of the north fuel. He does have a mobile counter-harassment unit even with his tank dead, so that's something. And he's queued up a field gun to help protect him against this. Stug won't be nearly as useful as the T-34 in hunting and destroying it, but it'll at least give him some protection.
Grenadiers reporting on Russians are coming! Ready!
Flamethrower on its way to grab the south fuel. Grenadiers with the recovered Panzerschreck right here. Will be a very serious threat though. Ooh, full squad just got wiped in the church by a shock troop grenade. This one in significant danger as well. I think they'll get away because shock troops can't chase for very long before their effective range runs out. Two models do go down, but that one's going to get clear. That full squad that just went down in the church was a squad of grenadiers, so another serious loss for Paul. Currently, 2 conscript squads wiped for Sirlami, and 1 sniper, 1 machine gun stolen, and 1 grenadier squad wiped for Paul, in addition to one of his 2 stugs and his half-track, so significant losses on both sides. Currently, Sirlami has the 10 pop cap advantage, but Paul has a stug on the field. His opponent has no vehicles other than this stolen half-track, so kind of hard to keep track of who's lost what at this point. Sirlami has stolen a vehicle and a team weapon, so that's very significant. That's probably a big part of why his pop cap is so in the lead right now. Stug sitting in front of a field gun. The field gun's trying to fire through the church, but a lot of its walls are collapsed. It might actually be able to connect. Oh, it does! That attack ground through the church. Stug is destroyed. Nice play by Sirlami. I can't even believe that just happened. Look at that.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
But that Stug survived just long enough for the Tiger to make it onto the battlefield. So here it comes. Apparently he's going to divert that south. Maybe. He can't decide what he wants to do with that. I don't know. Flamethrower. Oh no, flamethrower. On the Grenadiers, late reaction. They retreat immediately instead of Panzerfaust. Panzerfaust will prevent it from chasing on the retreat. The Tiger is, of course, on its way towards this thing's retreat path. Maybe Paul wants to bait that thing in. The wipe's going to take some time as long as no crits. They're nicely spaced. Tiger's on its way. Squad's going down quick, but Sirlami will disengage. You probably heard the Tiger through the fog of war. And he will get away from that looming threat. Here in the middle, Paul got his MG42 back. I wish I had seen that engagement. I don't even know how that happened. Paul gets it back away from the threat of those shock troops, so that's a nice pickup by Paul. Nice recovery. Give him access to that team weapon. He's also got this one, defending the center cemetery. Shock troops going to walk right into its arc of fire. Grenade toss, machine gun repositions. Nice. Nicely done. Out. Out of the area of effect, and the squad will get suppressed by machine gun fire right there, and the Tigers arrived decisively to push that squad away. Smoke grenade deployed to buy them some time. No field gun currently available for that Tiger, and Sirlami is still very far from an IS-2. Struggling to maintain fuel control for a long time is making it really difficult for him to get that tank out, and of course he did tech. Paul didn't tech, so he does have that advantage going for him. Conscripts on the flank of the Tiger, maybe thinking about engine damage, but they're just going to give up on this engagement and retreat to avoid taking too much manpower bleed. Had he damaged its engine, he might have gotten a couple free shots off the field gun, but just going to fully disengage without taking any serious losses and forcing a retreat from that machine gun, so engagement didn't go as badly as it potentially could have with the Tiger in the mix. Gets behind the machine gun right there. Forces that one to retreat as well. Both machine guns being cleared out of the center. Gives Sirlami a little bit more mobility with his infantry. Tiger finds an opportunity against this AT gun though, which is a little bit unsupported here. Second AT gun is on its way to protect the flank. Tiger can't circle it to death. Infantry don't quite finish the job. Sirlami still hasn't lost faction selection. He's still at 442 victory points. He's got some time as long as he can maintain control of the game. Wow, I can't believe he just went KV8. I thought IS-2 for sure. Interesting choice. He's just going to try and burn Paul's infantry to death and manage the threat of the Tiger rather than hunt and destroy it. AT guns and potentially mines and AT grenades and so on. I think he just doesn't want to wait any longer for the opportunity to have some mobile threat. Tiger goes in a little too hard right here. Eats 2 AT gun rounds. Might eat another volley. Both shots bounce, fortunately. Light artillery barrage being dropped right here will soften up the infantry forces. Oh, that stray shell! Full squad wiped. I can't believe that. Ouch. Bit of bad luck there for Sirlami. He probably could have retreated a little bit earlier. He gambled, I think. He gambled a little bit and lost right there by deciding not to retreat that squad. Minesweeper is going to step up to get the engine repaired on the KV-8. And Sirlami still has the South VP, but he's 20 victory points from losing faction selection here. He needs to turn this game around. Tiger has about a third HP left. AT guns are moving up into a slightly more aggressive location. A lot of Sirlami's infantry had to retreat, so look how hard he's fighting for faction selection. He does not want to lose that. Does not want to lose faction selection. He sends shock troops straight to the VP in the north to stop the clock, maintain his control on this series. 419 victory points remaining, and he will get the clock ticking against Paul again, 26 minutes in. Shock troops chasing these grenadiers away, and they're trying to harass the territory a little bit, try and get it back into their control, but shock troops protecting up there. It's going to take more than one squad of grenadiers. Tiger's on its way to help.
The new men have arrived. Supply sector under attack.
Machine gun working on Vet 3 shock troops here in the middle. This is a very aggressive push by Sirlami. Since he's losing control in the north, he really wants to secure his hold on the village, I guess. Try and push Paul completely back into his base here, while the Tiger's occupied in the north. He does get the machine gun to retreat, and he has got this captured. The AT guns have moved up into an aggressive location as well. If he can get that Tiger to expose itself in this area, might be able to force it off the field for a little bit longer. The volley that did connect is already limiting its impact significantly. It has to pull back for repairs for quite a while, but Paul does have 2 squads of Pyos out, so his repairs are happening at a pretty decent rate. A couple of Sirlami squads retreating back into the base. Quite a large number of them, in fact. Are limiting his map control a little bit. He doesn't have the north fuel. He could harass some of the undefended south, but his engagement power is quite good. I think engagements are trending in his favor a little bit. But he's still pretty behind on pop cap, 68 to Paul's 85.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Paul's probably going to get himself another Tiger once he takes enough losses to justify that purchase. Unless he just maintains this core. Tiger exposes itself to a full volley of AT gun fire right there. May even expose its rear armor a little bit right here. Not quite. AT gun shots don't connect. Gets clear of those AT guns hiding behind the church. May expose itself again as it chases down the damaged engine KV-8 right there.
Enemy forces are capturing our supply.
Panzerschreck squad moving up on the flank. And that KV-8 will definitely go down. AT guns are not doing nearly enough damage to that Tiger to be a significant threat, and one of them will be cleared by MG42 and flamethrower fire. That shock troop squad looks like it's also going to get pushed back into the base. And it looks like the battle for faction selection might be decided here very soon once these shock troops retreat.
The enemy is taking what we
Almost
have
wipes
secured.
that squad there in the north because they had 2 weapons equipped. They dropped their Panzerschreck. That'll be a nice pickup for Sirlami.
The enemy has 100 points remaining.
Tiger falls down to about half health again. AT gun destroyed here in the middle, but a third one is on its way. And the clock is not ticking against Sirlami yet. 100 points remaining for Paul, and we may see a triple cap set up if this flamethrower squad makes it up there. Paul doesn't currently have the manpower or pop cap for a second Tiger. Have to continue fighting for the center VP with the forces he's already got fielded. AT guns, wow, both shots right there connected, even attacking through that smoke. Bundle grenade clears the AT gun right there. Shock troops make it to the flank of the MG42. That was going to advance even under Panzer Grenadier fire. Oh no, they switch targets to destroy the gun entirely. Oh, the stolen Panzerschreck on the flank of the Tiger. One shot bounces right there. So close to going down. Oh, that is a lucky Tiger. That is a mix of luck and judgment keeping that Tiger alive right there. Nice attempt with the stolen Panzerschreck. Came dangerously close to going down. Frag grenade almost wipes the Panzer Grenadiers in the middle as well, and the clock is still ticking against Paul. 93 points remaining as he wins the engagement for the center. Doesn't even win. More shock troops are on their way, and they get here just in time to stop a machine gun from setting up. I think a triple cap is going to be set up against Paul here. All pilots are being forced to retreat to get some repairs on this Tiger going. Machine gun has to retreat. Field gun here in the middle recovered. And in the north, Grenadiers are going to get total fuel control. Paul has excellent fuel control for the last 10 minutes, yet he's struggling. 340 fuel in the bank, yet he's struggling. Grenadiers moving to slow the clock in the north. He needs to do something about the center or south, something, and stop this clock. He only has 66 points left, and Sirlami still has faction selection.
Ready.
Comrade? What is it?
Two squads of shock troops going to try and harass the north. Tiger doesn't feel comfortable fully repairing the Tiger. What did I just say? Did I just say Tiger doesn't feel comfortable? Paul doesn't feel comfortable fully repairing the Tiger. He's going to send that back into the field with half health against one field gun. That's plenty of wriggle room. Plenty of engagement potential right there. Shock troops fall too low to continue engaging. The Vet 3 squad moving up in their stead will probably also get forced away by the Tiger. He might be able to make something happen with a smoke grenade or something. He might be able to force this retreat. Tiger takes one shot at the retreating squad, and the point gets decapped, so the clock will be accelerated. That alone is going to inflict serious harm on Paul. Honestly, just even that decap is a nice play. That's going to get that clock ticking very quickly. 41 points remaining for Paul as he makes his push for the center. KV-8 pulled in by Sirlami to try and keep up the pressure. That's all of his fuel reserves exhausted, and hopefully for him, the last tank he'll have to field this game. Panzer Grenadiers working on the middle and north simultaneously, and finally the clock will be stopped at about 30 VPs remaining. Shock troops in the middle on the flank of a machine gun are taking Tiger fire, but clear it with a frag grenade before retreating here. The game's over! Why is the game over? Who won? Did Paul surrender? Why would he do that? Did Sirlami surrender? Why would he do that? You can't be serious. Okay, Sirlami. How? Everything is still possible. He had 32 points left. I really don't think the game was over. Personally, well, whatever. Alright, so Sirlami surrenders and Paul takes the series. Well played, Paul. Well played, Paul. Who will become the new Starcross King?